Hi everyone, this is Joy with Create It with Joy. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's card is made with some really fun Spellbinders Glimmer hot foil add-on plates. These were sent to me by Spellbinders and they are really super cute. They are called Snarky Hearts and you get 8 of these hearts plus a die cut for this add-on. This add-on goes with the Spellbinders Glimmer Hot Foil Kit for January. This is the add-on for that kit. So I'm going to start by using Wendy Vecchi's Make Art Station. It's magnetic. It's got this little small non-stick craft sheet that you can put down. The paper that I'm using is from the Stamp Market. It's the Blush Cardstock. And I'm going to adhere down my stencil from Simon Says Stamp. It is the Falling Heart stencil. And I'll be using some Nuvo Embellishment Mousse in Poppy Pink. It's kind of tone on tone with the cardstock and this embellishment mousse. This is my first time using embellishment mousse. I got some for Christmas and I'm really super excited about it. So I'm just using a plastic palette knife that I got from Ranger. And I'm just laying down a nice thin layer, but making sure I'm getting full coverage in all of these open hearts from this stencil. Just really taking my time. I'm not in a rush. Really super easy. And then when I'm all done, I will rinse everything off. Now you get 8 of these glimmer plates. They say cutie pie, me, next, nope, text me, kiss me, love you more, and blah. And so really super cute. And when I opened up my mail and I got these, I was seriously jumping up and down because they totally remind me of the conversation hearts that you get at Valentine's Day. Now, really quick, look at how pretty this is. I'm just kind of taking my finger and swiping down the side of any excess that's over. But it's got this shimmer to it, almost like this metallic shimmer. And of course, that stencil is fantastic. So I'm going to put that aside to dry, and I'm going to be taking 5 of these hearts. I actually ended up only using 4. The 5th one I was doing the back side because I thought I wanted a solid heart, but I changed my mind on that. So I'm adhering them down to that same blush cardstock from the Stamp Market, and I've got my Glimmer Hot Foil machine heating up, and I'm adhering all of these down, and I'm going to be using some gold foil for these hearts. I really wanted this color palette to be gold and pink, which I think is really super pretty. I did throw some pops of red in at the end because I felt like it needed it. I'm starting with pink foil here, but like I said, that part of this project I decided against after I was done. I chose just to keep it with the gold and this lighter color pink. So what I'm doing is cutting this piece of foil and cut it small enough that it really kind of fits around this heart so you don't have a ton of overlay. And I will do that for each one of these hearts, and the next ones will be, I'll be using gold for that. Something to keep in mind is when you're using the Glimmer Hot Foil system, you have to kind of play around with it depending on the weight of your paper, you know, how many shims you might need between your plates for this system. So when I do this first round, I did not have a thick enough shim, and so I did it again. I did it off camera. There was no need to do it again because you're seeing the process here. I just added some more paper between my shim sandwich, and that helped me get more pressure to get a solid coverage. What I really think is adorable about these plates is the plate itself is what gets colored, and the words are going to be your colored cardstock underneath, if that makes sense. Also, another tip is adhere your plates down if you're going to do a lot of them like this with more tape than I did. And then they won't flop around. So I'm just going to wait for this to heat up. That button is blinking. Once it's solid, I'm going to pull this out of my docking station, put my plates on top with my shims in between. I'm going to run this through my Platinum 6 die cut machine. You take all of the other bases of Platinum 6 and just run this through. Take your time, run through it slowly. Don't rush. When you're done, just dock this back into the station. And then you're going to take the shims off and you're going to pull this back. And you'll see that I didn't get a ton of coverage. A couple of these, I got some really good coverage. A couple of them, I needed to do again and get a little better coverage. But you get the idea of how this is supposed to go. But look at how the words are left in the center on your little glimmer sheets. I think it is really, really cool. So now that that's done, I used the little heart die cut that you see right there, and I die cut all of my hearts out. And when I redid it, I did some on white paper as well because I wanted a white cardstock. So with this background, it's all dry, and I'm going to run this through my die cut machine and cut out 2 hearts out of this background panel paper. I also trimmed it down about 1/4 of an inch around on each side. I'm going to take my pencil and trace this onto my white background because I'm going to use some gold, kind of a rose gold washi tape that's really sparkly. Sorry about my head, guys. I had to line everything up. So I'm lining up each piece of this gold washi tape, and the reason why I traced the heart was to make sure that I covered that with the washi tape, but I also want to make sure I don't go out too far on the edges because my top panel is trimmed down smaller than the white panel that I'm adhering the washi tape to. So I'm just lining that up right next to each other. That way you don't see white cardstock coming through, if that makes sense. I did need to kind of move a couple of these over, which I did because I had them a little too far to the side and you could see some white cardstock. But I think that already looks super, super pretty. When I was cleaning my craft room after Christmas, I found this washi tape, which I don't use washi tape a ton, but when I see stuff like this, it really, really makes me want to use it a lot. So now that that is all done, you can see how pretty that is going to look. Now, I'm going to stamp out my sentiment, and I am using Simon Says Stamp Love Messages, and it says, Happy Valentine's Day, my love. And I am flipping it upside down, actually, because the top edge is more of a straight edge against in my Misty, so I could get it lined up very well. And I'm going to be using Cherry Kisses ink from the Stamp Market. This is my first time using this. I bought their whole ink line for Christmas, and so I'm really excited about using it. I bought a bunch of their paper to match as well. So now we're going to adhere these foiled hearts, and I'm starting with the 2 outside ones because I want to trim them off of this pink panel, so that way it's not overhanging onto the white panel. So once that's glued down, I'm just going to trim off the excess. And then I'm going to adhere this to my background. I did think about popping this up on foam tape, but I didn't, but you could, and that would be really cute as well. I ran out of my tape runner, so I'm actually using this tape that I got from the Spellbinders kit. They're kind of like their score tape, which really works excellent. And I just use their tool-in-one to lift off the paperback, and it goes really, really easy. So I'm just going to center this in my white cardstock, which I'm pretty sure every single time I lay it down, I have to lift up my cardstock and recenter it again. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen me do this way too many times. I think I get it straight, and I'm not sure what I do. It takes me 2 times almost every time. So now that that's down, I'm going to start adhering the other hearts and the sentiment. I did trim down the sentiment. I'm just kind of doing a rough layout, and then I'm going to put that in place. So a little bit of Ranger's Multimedia Matte Glue, and I'm just going to line that sentiment up onto the right side there. Make sure it's nice and level, which for me, I need to hold things up in front of my face and make sure that we're good. And then we'll add some more liquid glue behind these other hearts. And the very center heart that says Kiss Me, and it's on white cardstock, I will pop that up with some foam tape to give a little bit of dimension. And I'm putting these hearts on all kinds of wonky back and forth, kind of like they're falling down, maybe out of the candy bag. Maybe that's what it needs to be. But I just am in love with these conversation hearts, these snarky hearts from Spellbinders. I just think they are so adorable. And like I said, this is the add-on kit to the hot foil, the Glimmer Hot Foil kit of the month for January. Now I'm going to be taking some Nuvo crystal drops in Red Berry, and I'm just going to trace over some of these hearts that we did with the Stencil and the Embellishment Mousse. I felt like this needed a little pop of red because the sentiment is red, and so I'm just going over these hearts. I'm going to do about 5 hearts. And I just kept wiping off the tip so it didn't make a mess on my beautifully done card, because I really didn't want to have to start over. Just cleaning up any edges that might need it using my tool-in-one. That tool is pretty fabulous. But can't you guys see how pretty that is, and all the different kind of shimmer and shine with the glitter and the foil and the embellishment mousse. And there's dimension. I think this is a great card, and I hope that you guys really like this add-on kit for the Glimmer hot foil system. Really super cute. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this project. I hope that it inspires you to create. If you like what you've seen, please thumbs up, share, comment. Please click that subscribe button and help me to further in this fun YouTube journey. I do have some affiliate links below. It costs you nothing, but it does continue to help me. Thank you so much, and I'll be back soon. Bye.